All right, starting the clock in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Welcome everybody. If it's your first time around here, I am Polygon, a professional digital sculptor, and I normally take my time when creating characters. But I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a challenge here with the whole 1 hour, 10 minutes, 1 minute kind of thing. So we're creating Mario in just 1 hour first here, which I'm speeding up a little bit so you don't have to sit through the entire process. And then I'll create him in just 10 minutes. Can't imagine that going poorly at all. And then finally I'll create him again with just 1 minute on the clock. I'm sure you guys have seen challenges like this before. This is my first time doing this challenge, and I have to admit it was really tough, but I think these kinds of things are super fun to do. And hey, now you get to watch me struggle for a little bit, and who doesn't like that? If I were going to create Mario and actually take my time to get everything exactly how I wanted, I would need at the very least 5 hours. But I would actually estimate that number to be closer to around 15 hours. So even 1 hour here is not very much time, really at all. That's just barely enough time for me to rough in most of the character. Which, as you can see, is just going absolutely perfectly. I am not struggling at all. In all honesty though, my brain really was about to fall out of my ear this entire time. It was just so much going on at once. I took many shortcuts on a lot of different things here that I'll try to elaborate on as they fly by here sped up. All of these shortcuts were just to help me get something on my canvas as quick as possible. And oh boy, do we get something on this canvas all right. I can't wait for you to see the final result from this challenge here shortly. So I really didn't have a plan going into this for this character, but as you can see in the first 10 minutes, I've kind of got all the body parts in terms of the head, the body, the arms, the legs, etc. And I think that's really important when just tackling characters. I've sculpted a lot of characters, so I just naturally kind of go about this process of very quickly trying to get all the parts and pieces on the canvas as quick as you possibly can, especially when you only have 1 hour like I did here. After I get all those parts in there, then I can start refining on them a little bit more. Our head is just looking so ridiculously derpy right now. I can't help but laugh at it, and it doesn't really get too far away from that derpiness. It kind of turns out a little bit of a Chinese knockoff Mario here at the end, which is always fun. But yeah, you can see me trying to fix that hat right now, get it into position. I never really get that hat into a place where I'm super happy with it. I don't really get much of this character into a place where I am super happy with it. An hour is just really, really hard to do with this kind of thing. And if you guys are in a similar situation to where you are trying to look for some cool challenges to maybe help you improve or maybe increase your speed, I think something like this is actually a really fun and interesting challenge to just see how much you can kind of automatically work through with this. I didn't really take a lot of time to plan out how I was going to tackle this character, so for me, if I was going to do this again, that might be something that I do a little bit more time in terms of like prep work. But honestly, I think in terms of not doing any prep work for this character at all, I have sculpted, I think, a Wario at one point, but I've never done Mario, so I kind of have an idea of the shape language of these types of characters. I've definitely sculpted, you know, Sonic, Yoshi, lots of Nintendo-styled characters, and I've sculpted lots of stylized characters in general in my time. But what I'm getting at here is it's a good way to kind of gauge how well you can work through your workflow under a lot of stress, which this definitely was incredibly stressful, and then use that kind of passive knowledge that you have to create a character like I'm doing here. When you are not under such a deadline, it's a lot easier to take a step back, examine what you're creating. When you're doing something like this, when you're working so fast, you get tunnel vision. I definitely got tunnel vision in a lot of different areas. I spent way too much time on these legs, especially these feet, just trying to get this shape absolutely perfect. And even by the time I'm done working on this foot, it's still not exactly where I wanted it, but I knew that I wasted too much time already and I had to move on. So that just shows, even for me, when I'm under this amount of stress and trying to work as quickly as possible, I get tunnel vision in these areas and still struggle with these kinds of things too. But when you're not under these kinds of super tight deadlines, you can actually take a moment to take a step back or spend a little bit more time in one particular area. For something like this, because it's so fast and we're already at the halfway mark, we're flying past it blazingly quick, you need to spend a little bit more of your time focusing on what really matters. And in this particular instance, the body, the larger scale proportions are really what matters. You know, the little aspects of getting those legs the perfect shape, getting those feet the perfect shape, really won't matter as much as getting things in the face, like the shape of the hat, the shape of the nose, the shape of his big rosy cheeks. He definitely has a lot of volume and cool shapes going on up there around the silhouette of his face. So lots of really interesting things going on there. Pretty simple shapes in terms of things like his body. You can see me trying to get that kind of lima bean shape just perfect and slap on some arms really quick. I spent way too much time working on his body, just trying to get that shape exactly how I wanted it. There were a lot of areas where I could have saved time and spent more time working on the face, which is where this kind of suffers the most as being the most obvious deviation from the character Mario. So if I did this again, I think I would spend a lot less time working on the body, a lot less time working on the feet, and kind of shift that up to the face for a lot more work and effort up there. One thing that is a little bit interesting about this challenge is that my camera died while I was in the middle of recording. The battery ran out of power there and I had to recharge it. So I had a little bit of time there in between, and because of that, I shaved off a couple minutes. So if you see the timer skip ahead 1 or 2 times throughout here, that is why there was a little bit of skip in time. I wanted to cut some of that time out to make up for that. So really, I did this in less than an hour. Those extra couple 2 or 3 minutes there at the end definitely would have been helpful and nice to have. But you know, I felt like it was a little bit too much of a handicap for me to kind of be able to examine what I'd create and then kind of pre-plan. I wanted to keep my mind in that full panic mode as long as possible so that I wasn't really taking some time outside of that to kind of really objectively look at my work and take time to self-critique and continue on from there. I wanted all of that to be on camera and during this 1 hour session. We are nearing up on the last 10 minutes or so, and in that time I was thinking, okay, I still don't have that M on his hat very well, so I'm going to redo that, make that a little bit more clean, waste a few minutes doing that, which definitely took longer than it needed to. But hey, what are you gonna do? 3 minutes, it doesn't sound like a lot of time, but when you're doing a challenge like this, it turns out it makes a huge difference, as I've pointed out. And then with those last 10 minutes, I try to spend all of that on the face, cleaning that up, merging all these separate objects together. So his nose, his ears, I try to combine all that stuff. From the profile, this head is needing a lot of work. Especially around that mouth area. That nose to mouth transition is not looking great. He was missing some hair, so of course we got to throw that in there with what little time we have left and just try to get this actually looking like Mario. You'll see me paint the eyes here in a moment, but I wanted to do a little bit of cleanup to the head, just a little bit more. Try to get a little bit of poly paint on there, so just some color to make that feel a little bit more alive because he's kind of feeling a bit plasticky. But hey, what are you gonna do? 5 minutes left. This is when my brain was looking at, I could not stop looking at the timer. I kept flipping back and forth like, oh god, I'm running out of time. And I was just absolutely freaking out. You probably see me shake my head a few times here and just kind of laugh at myself and how absurd this character is looking. And I'm just, you know, trying to throw everything I can at this as quick as humanly possible here. But yeah, last couple minutes, so I will shut up here as this continues on into the final, and that timer rings true as I do the last couple things here, like painting those eyes, which was interesting. I'll talk more about that later, though. And with that, I'll let Past Me say the rest here. Oh my god, okay. That is my 1 hour Mario sculpt, I guess. Oh my god, that went by so fast, and there's just there's just a lot wrong and a lot proportionally incorrect here, just in terms of really basic stuff. But I did technically get every single little thing in on him, you know, from head to toe, all of his parts and pieces, etc. But bigger, this is all stuff that I just like didn't have enough time to correct here at the end. But yeah, that's our 1 hour Mario, and next up is going to be a 10-minute Mario, which I can't imagine going any better than this. Alright, so the 1 hour Mario is done and gone and out of our mind forever. Yay, fantastic. Okay, 10-minute Mario starts in 3, 2, holy crap, this is gonna go horribly, and 1. There we go, let's do it. Oh my gosh, everything was out of the symmetrical axis there. This is already just going fantastic. Alright, I am going to try to talk through my process a little bit live here, because the 1 hour Mario, I really had to concentrate. I'm gonna have to concentrate for this one as well, but I can at least maybe walk you through a little bit of what's going through my head, other than panic. A lot of what I'm trying to do here in the early stages is just get out some big shapes as quick as humanly possible. Oh my god, and 1 minute's already gone. Alright, so let's continue on here. We'll just add in, we got the head, we'll get a quick hat, and I just use spheres to quickly drop all this on the canvas as quick as possible. And we'll just kind of do that really quick here. Grab our sphere. Wow, that looks great. That looks just like Mario's hat. If I couldn't do it in 1 hour, what are the chances that I can do it in 10 minutes? You know, I've already practiced it once, so maybe that's an argument for why this could turn out better, but I highly doubt that. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, I am not going to do a lot of the stuff that I did last time in terms of little extra pieces of geometry, so a lot of this is going to have to be one piece, very quick and rough. Probably can't do a lot of stuff like this, like quickly adding color, right? Sorry, my brain is going at 1 billion miles per hour and nothing is working up there, so you know, par for the course. Alright, scale this down. We'll try to get the proportions a little bit closer this time. I'm going to have to do, like I said, I can't do extra pieces of geometry, that just takes too long. I had a little bit more time previously with that 1 hour. And honestly, I probably should have worked this way last time. Let's get some quick little shoes down here. I'll try to do the exact same pose. Alright, another minute gone, hitting 7 minutes. Let's continue on. Oh my gosh, this is just not enough time. Sculpting takes a really long time, if you didn't know. This is not not anywhere near enough time. 1 hour to create Mario. He's got a lot of... he's a very simple character design, right? But to 3D model him, to create him as a full 3D character, that takes some time to get nice and fancy. Oh my gosh. Give me a quick little arm here. Wow, that is exactly what I wanted. Alright, we'll make that a little smaller. Really doesn't want to be my friend. Like I said, this stuff takes a long time, and I am not giving myself a long time here. Just real quick. Alright, we're nearing the halfway mark. We're making good time, we're making good time-ish. I don't have any facial features. I actually, on the 1 hour sculpt, I waited way too long to get into facial features. I should have done that way earlier, so I think we'll probably spend that whole last... God, this looks so good. Best sculpt ever, magnum opus of me. I should have worked on that face a lot more, spent a lot more time on the face, because that's kind of the moneymaker, you know? Especially for Mario, such a handsome Italian young man like myself. We are going to spend the rest of our time up here on the face, because it needs it. We just have a simple block out head. Okay, so let's go ahead and merge all that together. We got the head, we got the nose, we got it all. Let's do some quick eyes. Now the nose is in the way. As soon as I put the nose on, great. I'm very good at planning ahead. Got some beautiful eyes there. Sure. Oh my gosh. Alright, we need to block out that jawline just a little bit better. Mario has a very rounded face, and that bottom jaw, the origin of this kind of shape language for these rounded cheeks starts around this zygomatic bone. It's your cheekbone here, and blah 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 blah. What I'm saying is anatomy is actually something that is used even in stylized characters here to help kind of inform some of our choices and shapes that we create. Alright, how we doing? 3 minutes! Oh my gosh. Yay, look how happy Mario is. He's so happy. Actually, you know what? Mario's pretty sad about this one. Alright, let's get a mustache. We need some eyes! We need some eyes super fast. I actually really like the way that I started creating that mustache previously. It worked out pretty well. Just because it happens to be a bunch of circular shapes. So I'll probably do something similar here. Grab our mustache, and I just duplicated a couple times really quick. And then I did like a sharp pull out there. That's all I'm gonna have time for. I'll just mirror that. That looks just like Mario's mustache. Sure. Alright. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. No, we're good. We're good. We got plenty of time. We got so much time here. This nose is completely misshapen. This hat is misshapen. This whole character is misshapen. Mario's already a little gremlin enough as it is, and I am exaggerating all those gremlin features here so well. Alright, for the eyes, I'm just going to do what I did last time, a quick sphere. If I can hurry up and grab that color, throw these in. Look at those bug eyes. Nice. Very good. Very good and perfect. Alright, let's get that. This looks so derpy. If there's any ZBrush sculptors out there, local sim when scaling, so you don't have any scale issues. Very helpful. That right there. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. So perfect. How much time do I have? 1 minute and 23? Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm trying. This is just so gross and messy, and why am I trying to clean things? I actually really like the way that I did those eyes. Not that the eyes turned out very good, but the idea of doing them as a circle and then just scaling them up actually worked out pretty well. It was a fun little trick there. Okay. Mario, honestly, I could just stop right here. He's looking perfect. Oh my gosh, I can't see my clock. My phone locked. Okay, 36 seconds. That's enough time to you know, polish what we have here. We can fix the shape of that nose. I will very quickly add in some eyebrows. Oh my gosh, our Mario is bald. Hurry. Okay. And some quick hair with 10 seconds. Oh my god, how do I add hair? How do I add ears? How do I add anything? 3, 2, 1, and time. Beautiful. Oh no! when we compare that to our 1 hour Mario, obviously we had a lot more time for, you know, making sure our shapes were a bit more clean and doing some other stuff there. Still, though, we definitely got, you know, a decent amount of the parts and pieces in there, and oh my god, we completely forgot ears. We did forget ears, and we did forget a lot of other things, but we still have one more Mario to create, and that is going to be a Mario in 1 minute. So I have my timer set up over here. We are going to grab a new piece of geometry. Well, I was thinking there was no way this could get any worse, but we have a minute on the clock, and we are going to start that in 3. Here, I need to just add in a bunch of super quick parts. Turn off perspective, that's really throwing me off there. And get that color there. Oh my gosh, half our time's already gone. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. Okay, so quick sphere on top, get that hat. This is Mario. I have seen Mario before, and this is Mario. Okay, I'm just adding in like poly paint. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. We got Mario. He's looking so good. And there we go. That's a Mario. That is exactly what Mario looks like. And this is probably our best Mario yet. This honestly looks like a character that you might see in some children's TV show just hopping along across the screen. Our 10-minute Mario, if we can pull him up here, looks like the stuff of Nightmares. And our 1 hour Mario looks like some kind of old school Mario, maybe like a Chinese knockoff or something. I don't really even know. Well, we've got the whole family together here at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new around here, click that subscribe button if you're interested in learning how to make beautiful digital sculpts such as these. Then I have a link to my Gumroad down below, gumroad.com/Polygon, where you can find all my courses, brushes, materials, etc., etc., as well as courses like the Appeal Academy, where it is a course plus a mentorship going through the entire process of creating a character from start to finish. So if you guys are interested in that, give it a look. And until the next one, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video.